It's going.
Okay, it's shortly after, I lost it at 7 o'clock, it's shortly after 4 o'clock, here Friday, January 2nd, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call,
Paul Buckles, council member.
with the council president.
Chastity Zerfin, council member. Jenna Abadi, clerk treasurer.
All righty, we got, Earl and Rick and Donna here, so that's awesome. We got our whole crew, fantastic. So I guess the things we're gonna talk about this evening are funding for the new full-time, position, and then also the duties for, the duties policy for the new full-time position. So, I don't know, if we need to talk about them one at a time, or if the conversations are kind of run together, but, first of all, I guess we might as well start in by talking about the funding for the new.
Okay, so first of all, did you guys read the minutes? Was that
Yeah.
paragraph correct?
Hang on here.
Is it a full-time position?
Yes.
Okay, because that's what we need to clarify first, because towns never had a full-time position. It's always been listed as part-time on all the state reports,
Okay.
okay? So I wanna make sure that's clear, it is full-time. Okay,
Is that,
All right.
is that a problem? Is it different?
it's more paperwork and there's more things it's just different than part-time. That's all.
Is
of the hours.
Earl's position right now considered a part-time?
He's part-time because he's like part-time park, part-time street, part-time water. Donna's part-time, she's part-time water, part-time wastewater.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, if we dedicate it as full-time, that's going to be full-time in one of those positions. Am I correct on that? Because Earl's got 4 positions.
Which we need to restructure because we've never had a $65,000 debt before in salary.
Right.
This budget does not fund 65,000
Right.
at all. So you're gonna restructure the whole thing,
Okay.
okay? That's why I need funds and dollar amount. So the salary ordinance has to be for position and funds. And then you assign those positions to individuals. So the salary ordinance is not personal, it's position. State Board of Accounts changed that a long time ago, because if anybody left or come back or changed or whatever, then the whole ordinance had to be redone. Does that make sense?
If, it's just a question, we're just throwing it out there
Yep.
because I don't know. If we designate Rick as a full-time position, does that require us, benefit,
That's what I don't know.
whatever? Because
If
we
were on
presently, we
video,
don't.
I would answer that, but
If you don't know, you don't know.
I kinda know, but I'm not.
Most of the time when it's a
Fully.
full-time, and then you are required
If
by,
a facility, if a business offers benefits, they have to work so many hours to get them. Is that the way your work is? Is that the way Valero is? That's the way Unity is too, yeah. You have to work so many hours, you could be full-time or part-time, but you had to work so many hours to get benefits. It's like 32 or something, 30 or 30, it's not 35, but it's like 32 or something.
well, it sounds to me like if it has been working for us to have, and I'm gonna just use Earl for an example.
Don't use Earl, use positions.
Okay, if we have part-time positions for, water, wastewater, park, and streets, if those have been part-time positions, because they're not in one particular part we're not full-time in any one part.
Right.
Now Rick comes along, I don't think we wanna be full-time at that point. I think we wanna continue as a part-time, because he's not going to hold a full-time position in any one of those.
Right, he's not gonna be designated just a street.
No.
He's not gonna be designated, he's gonna be, doing just.
Have we had any issues in the past
Well,
with part-time? And this is all just,
we've never
Hey.
had any issues with State Board of Accounts never brought anything up about it at audits. That's the only thing I have to reference it to.
so,
I use
technically-
this to fill out all of the forms on the state.
so technically, Rick could be a part-time position, he just, works 40 hours, I wanna say.
That's not part-time. That's the problem. Cause then you get into the federal laws, like just cause your salary, you're supposed to be able to go out and do anything 24 hours a day. No, they changed those. That's the problem with our structure. The only one that really has hours is the utility office because people demand it, and we should really change it because nowadays, sometimes you just do it online, you don't do it in person at all. Might be icing out, she could work from home, log in, whatever,
Well,
but
okay.
this
But
is the whole structure
right
of
now
ours.
we have 4 full-time positions.
We have
No,
four
excuse me,
positions.
4 part-time positions.
We have 4 funding positions. Cause all of our other funds, on the whole list that you get on funds, we only have 4 that fund payroll. Does that make sense? We only budgeted, did you guys look at your budget? We only budget 4 funds for salaries.
Okay, and so the town
Payroll.
marshal
I
would
need to
be
say salary.
street department.
Town
So-
marshal
Yeah, well,
is general fund police.
okay, it's general, but he's an employee though.
He's an employee, and you designated hours for him as 20 or less.
Right.
But ask him to finish his job if he was working. Like, hey man, we've talked for 10 minutes, but I've done my 20, I gotta go. That's where you're like, you're giving them the open door of, if you're in the middle of something, just finish it.
Right, right.
So it sounds like we should probably get some guidance, some legal guidance on what we should maybe do in terms of the part-time.
Well, I
full-time
thought you
position.
did.
Have we in the past?
No, of this, because it's so much money. This whole dollar amount is throwing this budget.
Mm-hmm.
And this salary ordinance that you guys passed in December does not work. So we have to restructure it somehow. Because I need to know what I'm paying in payroll. Does that make sense?
Yep.
The only reason there's 4 is because park needed a park caretaker. Street needs a street guy. Water needs a water, and wastewater needs a wastewater. And then within those structures, those facilities do certain things.
We talked about changing the way Mike is paid.
I put on the salary ordinance general or LIT, yeah. But that doesn't, that's no consolation because it's still not budgeted at 65. Mike doesn't make 65,000.
No.
And he's
but it's,
part-time.
but yeah,
So are
but,
you gonna hire somebody, you're gonna fund a position for 65,000, but Mike only makes 30? To see the whole thing we got going?
well, it's 2 totally different jobs. It's totally
Okay.
2 different jobs. You can't, he's working 20 hours or less per week, is
Okay.
what you're telling me, 20 hours or less per week. You can't take that and compare that to what Earl is doing. You just can't, because they're totally different jobs. You have responsibilities and, park, water, wastewater, and all that. You can't pay the ice cream man what you're paying, somebody that, is working a totally different job. So, the LIT money that you had originally mentioned, that money is coming directly from the taxpayers for specific, if I remember right, specific things. In our case, it would be law enforcement. Am I correct on that?
It comes into general fund, it comes into LIT. LIT money comes into the LIT, there's designated LIT dollar amount, and there's designated general fund dollar amount.
Okay, but the LIT, the general account can be spent on other things, the LIT money cannot be spent. it's
It can
designated,
in the general fund.
but it's gotta be specifically,
No, not in the general fund. In the general fund, it can fund. That's how we bought the sign. We had 3 years of LIT put in the
how
general
much,
fund.
okay,
I
how,
didn't
I
bring
know,
it
I
up.
know Mike gonna make 65,000, that's not what, but what kind of funds are available in LIT?
I didn't bring that.
But I know that other towns have funded the police department and deputies
Mhm.
through that LIT money,
Yes,
for,
yes.
and that's within the guidelines. I'm asking you, can we take Mike's salary that he's making and shift that directly out of LIT money only?
Yes, we can, if that's what you want to do.
Well, this is just open conversation, cause I don't know all the answers here. And then that frees up, if you're paying out of the general account, that frees up money, available money that could maybe not pay for all of it, but offset some of the expense that we're talking about here with these new salaries, or salary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just need to know what fund you want to fund everybody through.
So, we can pay, really technically we pay anybody but Donna, just because she's utility only out of the.
You could pay Donna out of general fund because she takes phone calls for the town.
When you're saying, this is just a general question, when you're saying general fund and then LIT, those are two completely different accounts, or under LIT is, this is for LIT and this is general under that rate, under that?
Both is correct.
Okay.
So LIT comes in, and there's a line item on the revenue that says LIT general fund, and then there's a fund called LIT.
There's two.
One's certified and one's public.
Okay.
And the county or state, I think it's the state maybe, because it's a income tax. That says, hey, you can bet what the LIT money that goes into, and I always call it the LIT money because it's so much, it's $3,000 a month. So it can go in the general fund and it is to fund public stuff. Yeah. And then the LIT is to only fund police.
Like the car we got.
Yes,
That's right.
that's how we bought the car. That's how we buy his clothes, that's how we buy, all that shifted away from the general fund because towns are broke, they didn't have enough money in the general fund to do everything, so they split it.
On local services, public safety, provide property tax rates. But that's local services, public safety.
So that's what I'm saying, we need to figure out what fund.
How are you gonna come up with the,
What's the difference between the amount here and the 65? What's the difference missing from where you would need to pull? Like,
I don't know where we were gonna put him, so I don't know how to pull it.
okay.
Cause when I asked you guys in October, I thought the understanding was to put it back how Dean and Julie was here, where we had 2 employees. Basically, one was in charge of the department and the other one was the assistant, so basically it was 2 funds out of, 2 salaries out of 1 fund.
Were they full-time?
That's the 2, huh?
Were they both full-time or split, like?
Well, they worked the hours that needed to be worked. Nobody's ever technically made an employee in town full-time, because you won't work 40 hours a week every week. There's just not that much going on in town. But, with that being said, when I pulled that in there, those 2 salaries don't total 65. So we have to come up with the different, the whole salary, he makes 43.7 on this one. So the assistant would have made 20, whatever. So you're gonna have to come up with
Difference.
to get to 65, and then are you gonna leave that at 42? Are you gonna increase the utility clerk? That's all the questions in the funding. Now, the general fund,
So,
do away with the
Yeah.
park board members' dollar amount,
Right,
just to save some money, because the ditch thing's coming through with the state
yeah.
through there, and the park fund is just gonna get a whole bunch of stuff happening. So that would be $200 that's not spent, nope, $600 that's not spent in the park department budget. If that's not there, does that make sense?
Yeah.
201, where's park? Can't tell my numbers, I can't find anything.
So right now, Rick is submitting hours, and we are paying him X amount of dollars per hour,
$20 an hour.
$20 an hour. And if you, at the present, and we're paying that out of,
MVH.
is that what it is?
It was the only one that had money for $20 hour part-time employee.
MVH, so
Mhm.
that was the one. So if at the present rate of, and I don't have the information, I don't have anything in front of me, with what his pay was up to this point, let's just say per month, if we took, I don't know what that dollar amount is.
Do you
I don't know
remember
what,
your
I don't know
total?
how many.
What's that?
Do you remember your total,
For,
what you worked last year?
I don't know off the top of my head.
What, did you work 12 months last year?
6.
6 months?
June.
6 months
July?
last.
June 1? July 1? June. I thought it was 6.
I don't know, I don't know
When
what it
did you
was.
hire on?
Yeah, it was June, I think.
June, it was the first of whatever, I can't
Okay.
remember when it was.
So, okay,
June?
6 months of that, if you took that dollar amount and doubled it, if you doubled it, that would be what we're presently paying right now. And then you could take the, and I'm just throwing this out, so I don't have the calculator in front of me. So if you took that, doubled it, and then through the salary end of, took the LIT money that, or the general fund that he was paying Mike, pay that specifically out of LIT money, and then take that dollar amount, throw it within the wages that he had already got, and what does that equal?
Oh my God. You wanna say that again?
So, I mean.
Okay,
No,
thank
no.
you, I'm like, please
No.
say again, time out. So.
Take the
we-
6 month salary
Estimated.
that he's already earned.
So, did you work 20 hours a week? Did you put in a time card for 20 or 40 or?
There were.
My dirty max is $9,600.
Okay, so I was thinking about 20 a pay
That
period
sounds about right.
times 20, so if it was 20 some hours, times 20, twice a month, 6 months.
So here's,
Okay.
here's my, here's,
Okay.
here's,
Go ahead.
here's the problem. So we take the 65 minus what the assistant utility, leave that in place. So subtract the assistant water and assistant wastewater superintendent's salaries are on the existing ordinance. I mean, that's basically the difference. That's basically the amount that we need to come up with, right?
I'm taking what now?
So if you take the 65,000, we're gonna leave the assistant water and wastewater figures in place.
Well, that's another problem. Wastewater's broke. So it'd be a hard sell to take assistant $4,500 pay out of a broken account.
So,
See what I'm saying?
so
Is
we'll,
it that way because of the tower?
No, wastewater. Wastewater's that way because things break down there and we had the ditch thing and it,
so what about water? How's it gonna fare?
that one is kinda iffy right now because of the project, I'm not sure,
Could
I'm
it-
not sure.
So
So you wanna hear my idea?
Yeah.
We pay him out of MVH. Regular Street.
Okay, let me ask you this. When you make that statement, are you
It's the
saying,
only one's funded.
I'm just asking, is that entirely?
Entirely. One
Why,
fund.
why, okay, why don't we take the salary from the LIT money,
Okay, so you wanna take Mike,
take Mike's, shift that over to LIT.
no, I say general fund, so you want 30 out of general fund, that leaves
Okay.
35,
Okay, and then take that out of MVH.
yep, that'll work. Those two are funded, budget-wise,
And when you say funded, that means
it was budgeted,
like that comes from the state is what you're saying when you say.
it was
funded?
approved through the state,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, and then next, okay, and then it's obvious that, you know, Steve Brock,
That's who I talked to this morning.
okay, he's, I mean, it's obvious, we've went a long ways without a water and sewage rate increase, you know that, everybody knows that, and you can't go 12 years without a rate increase,
Nearly.
not today,
Nearly 20.
nearly, oh, excuse me, nearly 20 years.
2007 to 25.
Yeah. So we know that, but it sounds like if we go with this proposal here, that maybe next year, next budget, next salary budget, we're gonna have to change some things.
Right.
We're gonna have to, we need to
No, we
get
need
that,
to change it now.
well,
We need to do it now.
okay, all right, well, that's fine.
We don't need to
Now,
just
are
shove
we-
it out until July, cause that's what it'll be. We need
Okay,
to
but
figure
when
out
you say
this-
change it, but you're talking about changing the salary ordinance to match what we're talking about now.
I'm talking about making the salary ordinance to what you guys want and fixing this budget, so that's what we have.
Okay. And then,
And I
will
say
will
that
we
about-
have to, as a council,
No.
vote on that, to change that salary ordinance, because we'd already agreed
Yes, I
upon?
brought an amendment.
Yes.
Yes, we have to change it.
Okay.
Yes. We will do an amended salary. The budget, like you said, is in different line items. So like the MVH has 191,000 budgeted. That's for two funds. That's your restricted and your MVH unrestricted. Your restricted is only for paving. You can't do anything else but pave streets. So that account on your funding that you get to, I don't know the number. It says MVH restricted. That dollar amount has to come off of this 191. So State Board of Accounts said that you can't use restricted for anything other than paving. There's money that comes in from the state, it's excise tax, sales tax, it's all that vehicle tax. Comes in and it's split. Half goes to the restricted, half goes to the MVH. They do that so you won't use it on salaries, you'll use it on streets, okay? So, but the Department of Local Government will not do a budget for two. They only do one budget for each fund, and it's MVH. So whenever you see a budget, an MVH street for X amount of dollars amount, you gotta subtract off the restricted dollar amount before you start figuring out, can we pay the lights, can we pay the fuel bill, stuff like that, okay? I do believe, I went through this, and that will cover, so we don't have to do anything to the budget. What's gonna happen is if things break and stuff costs more than we expect, we're gonna have to do an additional appropriation before the end of the year. So our budget will clear the year, because you can't overspend. Now, the general fund is a little bit easier because it is the total. It's the total. You guys are getting 5, less than 5. So that'll work. You move Mike to LIT. And then you use his 30.
Is there any particular reason, and I'm just asking, is there any particular reason why Mike shouldn't be listed in LIT money anyway, from here on
He
out?
saved it for equipment stuff, and we've got everything he needs. He said he's good for 4 or 5 years, so that money's just gonna accumulate.
And we have been accumulating that money.
Yeah, cause
I mean-
it took several years before we could even
Anything.
even think about moving his salary there. Cause there wasn't any cash in it because we were playing catch up from not having anything.
Mhm. Okay. I mean, I don't know of anything that Mike has mentioned to me about, any needs of the town. I mean, we've already got the signs that we'd already asked for, or he asked for, and.
But he has monthly expenses.
Yeah, he does.
He has a phone and he has an office phone and he has, police phone connection. He has to pay the AT&T service bill to connect his,
And he still gets a clothing allowance, I'm assuming.
no.
Oh, we
He
don't
just
have-
buys whatever clothes he needs.
Okay, so he's just getting
If
whatever.
he needs, yeah, if he needs a jacket or something, but he's bought his vest, he's bought his jacket.
And then also the upkeep of the police car and the maintenance and the gas and all that.
Mhm.
Does all that come out of that, or is that?
No, it's always come out of general. We've
Oh.
never taken fuel out. I'll have to check on fuel out of LIT.
He doesn't have
I'm
that
sure.
much, that's surely not
He
that.
splits it with the park and the street and the water. We split it in all three ways, or whoever happens to have money with the bill.
Okay.
I mean, the only reservation I have to doing that is just because I don't want there to be a, your revenue, I want everybody to understand that there's no assignment difference. We're not gonna have one person that does road and street stuff and one utility. I mean, we're still gonna be doing, both of you are still gonna be doing both. And I don't want the pay to dictate that, to create a.
Duties won't be driven by payroll. Payroll's driven by dollar amount, and we just don't have the dollar amount in one fund.
And whether it's internally or the public, either one, I don't want somebody to think that, that one has different assignments than the other, different duties because of how they're paid. That's my only reservation to not paying Rick out of utilities somewhere.
Pay's not like it was back in the day. Pay right now is,
I mean, some of,
it needs done, and who's got the money to pay for it?
Right, and I don't want that to be misconstrued somehow. As long as we're all comfortable with that, I mean, I don't care, as long as that doesn't.
Well, it's, if Earl's doing, it's just saying, just an example, if Earl's doing a job and he needs help, Rick's gonna help him.
Right, absolutely.
And and same way with Rick, if he
Right.
needs something, or.
Whatever it be, if we got a snowstorm, everybody's pushing
And
snow. It's not-
nowadays, the wording is whatever else is assigned. That's the wording nowadays. It's not stuck in, you only do 5 hours at the park and you gotta go home, because it only has $2,000 to pay anybody.
Right.
It's been a storm, you need to pick up, and,
It's almost like an
And-
insurance policy, it's a blanket.
yeah,
It's a blanket, what needs
Yeah.
to be done,
because it's just driven by the money in the accounts now.
But as long as, and I think the point, I'm asking, not telling, I think the point you were making earlier is after we do the rate analysis and whatever, and we figure out if
Then we can shift.
a year,
Mhm.
the beginning of 27 or whatever, we can reevaluate and change how some of this is done, but currently,
Or we can bring a claim in and say, for labor expenses, and then transfer money to the account.
you added 26.
We can do that in 26.
Okay,
Yeah, we can do that at any time.
and that,
We need to keep track of hours. I mean, if you spend 3 days at the water plant because something happened, or at somebody's house because there's a broken line, we can jot that down and kinda like, okay, and we can use that for the claim later on,
okay, nope, I think that makes sense.
or just make up a number.
And, I mean, by then, the water project's gonna be done, we're gonna know out.
We're gonna know about the water plant here in April. It should all be smoothed out where we're transferred over, we're on the new system,
Final expenses have been
Yeah, we should
And-
be closed on the bank and all that.
We should know
We
how.
should know more about the funds on the water company, May at the latest, I'm thinking. Everything should be panned out there, all the claims should be done, all the vendors should be done. We should, if there's anything on the backside that we need to do, we should know prices and.
Are we looking, and I'm asking you, Earl, are we looking at any, at this water plant only with the new system? We get that on board? And are we looking at any unforeseen expenses that go along with that may not be covered in the construction cost? You understand what I'm saying? Are we looking at that, oh, well, hey, we didn't tell you, but you needed 5,000 over here, you need, or do we?
Well, we got some dead-end water lines that we're gonna have to hook. And the first one's gonna be on East Street from Plum to Vine. So,
But that's already been on the books and we've known about them. The same with
and that's
wastewater.
just a matter of putting a 4-inch line in and 2 fire hydrants and tying it in. You gotta tie the system into a loop down the road because of how this system is set up. It's set up on a constant pressure on the system, so in order to make it better for the people in town. And the first one we're gonna do is East Street. It'll be done here pretty soon.
Will our water plant be online at that time, or is this?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is probably something springtime, something.
Well, it depends on the weather. I've watched the long-term forecast and I think we can, as soon as we get it online, I think we're gonna start on it. There's, weather-wise, it's not gonna bother much, so. But we can go right along the edge of the street. We'll drop in a 4-inch main and tie it into each end and set 2 new fire hydrants and then that way it's branching out and getting out, into the system better.
Yeah, but we're gonna control that project.
Yeah,
Right.
that's all.
I mean, that's all on us.
That's all on us.
Yeah.
I'll know exactly what's what, so.
You're controlling the project now. You don't feel
But,
like you're controlling the project?
Then the
No,
others.
no, we are.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's something that we will.
It's a timeline thing.
Timeline,
Yeah,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
But other
We'll
than
do-
that, it's the same.
We'll do that one first, and then we'll see, where everything's falling out on the project down here, with the bank and everything, to whether we jump right into the next one, or we wait just a little bit, maybe into the summer or something, so.
You say East Street, you said East Street, right?
Yep. Between Plum and Vine. Vine dead ends right down there at the apartment complex at the hydrant. So.
So we can go off of Plum to.
And we take off of Plum and go along Laura Lee Bennett's property line, right along the street. We set a new hydrant there, we'll have to put in a service valve. Then we'll go right down along there and tie in down there on the end of Vine and put in a service valve in, so that way nobody's out of water. And then we'll set a new hydrant in there. And once we clean it, pressure test it and clean it, and it passes the test, then that'll be opened up. And that way, that when that pump's kicked on, then that water got several ways to get out. Cause you know.
Instead of running through a maze.
It's running through a maze and you wanna keep your pressure up all the way through town, clear out to Valero, you know. I mean, right now, with the tower the way it is, you always have better pressure on the north side of the tower. There's always better pressure on the north side of town than there is the other way. The other way, you notice more when that tank stops and it's full at 46 PSI, but you'll notice as the day where ours were on the the south side of the tower, especially the farther you get away from it, you'll notice that your pressure gets a little less because it doesn't come, the pumps don't come back on till 39.6. So,
I mean, so,
the new system will be set at 46 and we're eventually gonna bump it up to 50. So, and that's where it will hold it at, so,
Maintain 50.
yeah. That's what it will be designed to do, so you won't get that fluctuation in your house.
so this project, like we just described, past Laura's house, I mean, do you have a general idea what something like this is gonna cost? I mean,
Not right at the moment, I have to get with EJP and utility supply and see what, the price of, the biggest expense is the price of the pipe and the 4-inch. You know, that's what we'll put in, cause that's what the rest of the lines are.
so, I mean.
Unless there's a good deal, we may go 6, but it'd have to be a pretty good deal. Water pipe is pretty expensive due to all the tariffs and everything, so. But you can put a 4-inch in and it'd be fine, cause that's what the biggest part of the town is anyways. And you're looking at, we'll all be dead and gone before the town can, or the government will even give you any money to go through and replace all that, so. But, that'd be the first place we'll start, and then we'll just go from there, depending on how the funding falls out. With the, water project down to water plant, so.
Did Steve Brock mention anything as far as a timeline, as far as what his investigation, or, you know what I mean, his,
Not to me. Has he mentioned anything to you
any,
about?
when he was gonna have those
Talk about
results?
stuff. When do you want it done?
Well, I don't know, I didn't talk to him.
When do you want it to go into effect?
I don't know, but I don't know what the numbers are. Does he have the numbers?
He has some numbers.
Well, I think it,
Like, when do you want an increase to start, is the question.
I don't know, don't we have to post that?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta post that.
So once he brings the paperwork in, you guys will sign and say you wanna do this rate increase, and then it'll go in the newspaper, and then we'll have a public hearing, and then we'll have another newspaper, and then we'll have an adoption and a start date.
Well, I think it's going to be probably sooner than later, and I don't know where he's at with what he was figuring, or what all he was doing. Now, if I remember right, it was water, wastewater, and we were talking about annexation.
And storm. The annexation has to happen this month and next because there's deadlines. So the annexation would be the quickest, or you'll miss the deadline and there won't be an annexation.
For this year.
Well, I guess that needs to be the first.
I mean, I don't know where the project's at. I guess we need to. That's gonna have to move the speed of light to get that.
Really, you could talk to the property owner and move it forward. I mean, there's ways to do it, but there's still
Yeah, I think the property owners,
paperwork that goes along with it.
as far as I know, are on board, as long as we knew how big of a area we need to be doing on.
You know what?
How big of an area we would be doing on?
I thought they already knew. I thought they already told us how much ground they were buying.
Who?
Dollar General.
It's a little under 2 acres, I believe.
So unless the
It's not
owner-
happened yet, so.
Unless the owner talked him into more. I mean, the Dollar General was only looking for X amount.
They got survey stakes out there and it looks like just a shade under 2 acres, so.
I guess the questions would be, you know, do we wanna do, you know, more than just that? I mean,
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I thought you was talking about Bronze's, where the field around Don Bronze's house.
we have to do it too, to get continuity.
Yeah,
So we'll have to do so.
I thought they were on board with getting,
Well, they are, and that's the question, is
Yeah.
how many acres of
I just
both?
can't think of the guy's name that owns it.
Harris.
Yeah.
It's Kent, isn't it? Kent was the son.
Yep. Yeah, and they're, well,
But they're only interested in the area where Dollar General's going to be sitting. They don't want that field in there, or do they care?
That's what last time I talked to them, that was the conversation, was
Wait a minute,
they were,
Dollar General's going where Harris is? I thought they were going
No,
to Puget.
it's going in Puget'sfield.
but we have to annex part of Kent's property to have contiguity, because currently, the Dollar General doesn't actually touch the town.
Yes. Okay, that's
So we have to,
not, who took it, that's, okay.
So Kent Harris he's gonna be involved in part of it. Yeah, I don't know how much, but a
Yes.
part of it.
yeah, whether it's just a few hundred feet each way, so that.
Well, my understanding is, you check with Stu, is the property owner has to come forth with a letter and say, hey, Town of Linden, we wanna annex. Okay. That's what Steve's ready for on the annex. He doesn't have Dollar General wanting to annex. I said, they don't even own any property yet. It's still in Byron's name.
They would have, Byron and
So
Kent.
Byron needs to come forward and say, I wanna annex.
Yeah, and Kent. The Harris
Mm-hmm,
representatives need to do the same.
mm-hmm.
And I think there's willingness there. I mean, neither one of them said, oh yes, this is absolutely what we're gonna do, but
But they haven't
they have expressed an interest in being, in.
verbal.
Yes.
They haven't.
Yes.
So the way to get annexation moving is to get them to do a letter saying, hey, we want in. And then just, because we can't do anything. It's on the property owner, from what I understand.
Yes. That's absolutely.
And there's deadlines, and Steve said something about February.
Does,
Cause you can only
does
annex
Byron,
certain
I guess,
years.
can Byron do that knowing that the
He
sale
owns
is?
it. He's
Yeah,
the
he
only
owns
one.
it, but.
He's the only one that can do it. He owns it.
Okay, I didn't know if I had to wait
hasn't
till
sold it.
after Dollar General took possession of it.
Once Dollar General buys it, then they have to do it.
It'd be more sanitary if we did it now, if Byron did
Yeah, because then he can get his money back from the sale.
it. And they can't tell us, and Dollar General,
Just comes in as,
it's already done.
It's town, it's already in town,
Right.
yeah. So do we as a town need to contact Byron
we're off
and
topic.
Kent, and say,
We're
hey?
not talking about annexation right now, we're talking about salary.
Yeah, I realize, yes, I understand that.
You guys are killing me.
But I
Well,
actually,
anyways,
the
so
conversation was, what kind of time frame was we looking at a water and
I'd
sewage
say
rate
90 days.
increase? 90 days?
When you say 90 days,
Is it for the increase?
when you say 90 days,
For the increase, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably.
for the rate increase, I'd say 90 days. By the time they bring it to the board, get it in the paper, public hearing, get it in the paper,
And then vote on it.
Yeah.
adoption, get it in the paper, start.
Okay, so if it's gonna be that quick, then your idea is the very best, just use.
You just use where the money is right now and then shift it later.
Okay.
One fund can bill another fund. Happens all the time.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty, so I guess the other thing we need to talk about is duties.
No, we need to finish the salary ordinance.
Oh, I thought that,
You thought that was it?
yeah.
Nope, cause I'm asking for a raise since we're giving out money. My salary here is 18,360 and I want 20,000.
Say your first number 18, whatever.
Huh?
What was the first number, 18?
18,360. I want 20,000 to come out of the general fund. That's what I budgeted for the clerk treasurer and that's what I want. I just need to.
You say we budgeted that.
I budgeted 20,000. I always budget a little more just in case something happens and
Okay,
thank
well,
God
let
it
me,
did.
okay, let me, if we budgeted that and we approved the budget,
It's
did,
not, the budget is not the same dollars as salary ordinance.
no, but, okay, let me rephrase that. You had it at 20,000 for the salary ordinance, we signed
No,
that.
I had 20,000 for the budget.
Oh, never mind.
And then we always do a percentage off of the old salary.
All right,
And I started this job however many years ago getting paid 5,000. So, and I've always tried to be cautious and everything. I want 20,000 this 2026 pay. I just need a vote.
salary to 20,000 even out of the general fund.
Moving second to increase Janet's, salary out of VH, general fund to.
No, it's general.
General fund,
To
general fund.
20,000 from 18,360. Did I say that right?
18,360
To the
is changing to 20.
to 20,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, the next thing I want is, I don't know which clerk treasurer did it, I think it was Becky, anyway, an old clerk treasurer put in there that the clerk got money from the utilities for processing their claims, remember that? Anyway, that's $1,200. I wanna remove that and it not be there. I don't want water and wastewater paying the clerk treasurer to pay their bills.
Right.
That's what I'm asking. It's a line item on the salary ordinance. I want it removed.
What is it for?
Pay the bills, I don't know,
I thought back in the old days, when I say that,
remember?
yeah, I
It's always
do.
been the purchasing
Yes,
agent
a
out of
purchasing
water and
agent, yes.
wastewater, and it's because the water and the wastewater has more bills than anybody.
Right,
So they have more work, they have more everything.
Yeah.
The general fund just has stuff that comes up. When you do the budget, when you do receipting, when you do, it all is the town.
right.
So I wanna remove that off. Do what?
You just wanna move it to a different account.
Nope, I wanna remove it.
Just remove it out of
I wanna
that.
remove it.
Yeah,
So I need a vote on that.
all right.
Quit talking so fast because I can't remove. I think it's $1,200.
But that was,
I,
that was paid out of utilities.
One was paid out of water, one was paid out of
sewer,
wastewater.
yeah.
And I moved most of it to the general fund because water and wastewater's broke. And that was like trying to help water and wastewater out, but now I just want it removed. I wanna remove the utility purchasing agent clerk. Treasurer.
if by chance it ever got to the point where if we needed to put it back in, we could. It's just, it hasn't probably,
Well, it's not
have you
being-
ever been paid that? Has
It's
it
not-
ever been paid?
Yeah, that's part of my salary, but it's not being removed totally, it's just being removed from the clerk treasurer.
Okay.
Okay, I want permission to remove it from the clerk treasurer. Clerk treasurer is not
I just
gonna
don't
receive-
understand what it is and what it's for, so that's why I'm sitting here kind of like, what the heck does it even mean?
So the clerk treasurer's always got paid out of the general fund,
Okay.
and then somebody come in and said, you pay bills for the water and wastewater, they should pay you money. This is old school,
Okay,
it doesn't need to be there.
okay, so it's just a waste of space.
Well, it's not really a waste of space, it's just money they're being paid to the wrong person, I think.
So we're.
So as soon as you okay to remove it from the clerk treasurer's pay, I want it on the utility clerk's pay.
You wanna do what
I
now?
wanna move it to the utility clerk's pay.
Okay. You wanna take it out of that and then,
No, I wanna take it out of position and put
Right.
it in another position. It's still money that the water and the wastewater knows that they owe. They gotta pay somebody to pay their bills. They gotta pay somebody to process their bills.
okay.
She handles the mail,
Mhm.
I don't wanna name position it.
I am a she.
I know, but I don't wanna name position it. The position handles stuff anyway, so.
Right.
It's a good
So we need to
move.
vote on one to remove it, and then we're
We're
gonna
gonna-
vote on it again to put.
Or you can vote on it to remove her from the clerk pay to the utility clerk pay.
Right.
Which is.
And that'll be the same thing. Yeah, Donna
Yeah.
has that
Do
position.
that. Let me-
Does that make sense?
Yes.
We're not gonna like scratch it out and then pencil back in. We're just gonna take out purchasing agent, utility clerk. We could leave the purchasing agent. We got utility clerk up here and then we got purchasing agent, utility clerk down here. So now in turn, utility clerk is going to get the purchasing money. Other than that, nothing's gonna change.
Whatever's easiest for you to do.
So you could just make a motion to change the utility purchasing agent clerk $1,200 from the clerk treasurer to the utility clerk. Is that better wording? Does that make sense?
So moved.
Whip it out on us, sir, Cassidy.
So moved.
Okay, let's
So moved.
try. So we're going to move,
I make a motion that we move the utility purchasing agent for treasurer line item to the utility clerk line item.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded to, all in favor say aye.
Chastity, Paul seconded.
That motion carries.
Okay, so that goes up there. And then it'll say. How we doing?
We're doing all right.
Good.
Okay, so now I got one more demand.
Okay.
Should.
Demand or
I'm
request?
not gonna do the original.
Sure.
I don't think I wanna do it. Okay. So, the utility operator. Right now gets out of 4 funds. I would like to move all of that, at least for 2026, or at least 6 months. So, I'm gonna ask to move the salary for the utility superintendent to water. Water only, because it totals 43,700. So this whole salary totals 43,700. I want it all to come out of water. We're just moving it from 4 funds to 1. But with that said, now he's getting paid $22,000 less than a person you just hired, for a position that you just created. So I'd like to have 25,000 to come out of the general fund. Or MBH. Cover the difference.
Explain that again.
So right now, this 4 funds total 43,700. Okay?
The 4 of them.
The 4 of them total that. I want to move that total to the water fund. Okay? And then the pay difference comes out of 1 fund. You guys just need to find a fund that you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with the street or the general fund. We can build the park, $2,000, which is what the budget is. So we can go through and bill the other departments later, when we know how. Cause the other thing we're gonna have to figure out in 2 years is what to do, because we're losing property tax money. That's, cause the
Why are
governor,
we-
everybody voted in reduced property tax. All your property taxes are going down in 2028.
Why are they going down?
Because the governor got elected to reduce property taxes. And he did.
Well, they do that, but then they give you a higher assessed valuation on your property. So, yeah, okay, it's a lower rate, but, oh, hey, your assessed valuation went up about
He's
the
saying
time.
that's not gonna happen. All you
Well,
guys are getting
yeah,
reduced.
you can mark my word,
Oh,
that's probably what's
my
gonna
God.
happen. Cause that's, we've not had any rate increase, but the assessed
Does this
valuation.
make sense?
Yes.
And then to get to 60, I don't know. This you guys need to tell me.
Is that what that means, is you're getting it to the 65?
Well, at
Like
least,
doing that.
or more. I mean, you got somebody that has certifications and how long you been on the board? Years experience? 09? 08? So that would be VH or general fund. Yes, which is the whole purpose. Until we can get wastewater comfortable, we'll bill them when they're comfortable. Cause Steve is implementing a 60,000, cause I thought we were done with 60,000. So a 60,000 employee for water and wastewater. So basically 30,000 and 30,000. That's what he's working into the rate. Because right now it's only 9 and 20. Like, we only, 30,000 coming out of 2 funds instead of that double. So basically we're looking at double stuff here. I think I'm gonna mark the deputy out too, cause Mike said that didn't matter. There's too many
He's never expressed that.
issues. He says there's too many issues having a deputy. But that doesn't mean that we can't use the part-time if something comes up and we have a big festival here and we need
Yeah, you got
to
your
bring
coverage.
people in. We still have the part-time $20 that we can work with. Does that make sense?
What do you think?
Well, if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen.
What?
So do you want me to make a motion with this craziness?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
Make sure.
how are we gonna do the motion?
Say it right.
Motion
Coming
to pay
This one?
43.7
From
from
water superintendent.
water fund. I'm so over titles right now that we'll worry about.
Water fund to eliminate, right?
I wouldn't say eliminate. Oh,
To remove the, like we did this one, to remove that line. Is that what
so
you
we're
mean?
gonna remove, we're gonna motion to pay 43.7 from the water fund.
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying, to remove out of
Is that what you said, like this last one?
Yeah.
We took it out so
Park.
that we could do the other?
MVH and wastewater. Or do you wanna say, what's the big word for combining? We're gonna combine all of the superintendent from 4 funds to 1 fund. Is that word better?
Condense?
Con-
I don't know.
How do you wanna say it?
I don't know. I need help.
What
Phone
do
a
you
friend.
got?
Phone a friend.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we condense the water fund by taking the 43,000, is that a 2 or 0?
That's not condensing, that's increasing.
In my brain, I think 4 lines go to 1.
Yes.
You're condensing,
Yes.
okay.
Is that not what I
So
said?
condensing 4 funds into
To the
one
one.
water.
Yes.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Big to small. That's what my brain sees.
So from 4 funds to 1 fund, being water.
Is that your motion?
Yeah.
Does that make
is
sense?
My motion, all of it's going to the one water account instead of a million other.
Right. Other than the 4,
Yes.
all right. I second that motion.
Okay. Then you're gonna add,
Oh, now we're adding.
yeah. So that means you pick the general fund?
For 25,000.
Mm-hmm. Since we removed the street and MBH, same thing.
So we're adding.
Or do you want to,
25,000 to the general fund. Is that
if that's what
you're
you
saying?
want, you can do general or you can do MBH, and MBH is already here. So should we reword it? Did you take your second back? We're
I take that second back.
We're still playing chess here with the 4 funds.
I don't like chess.
Me either.
I don't know.
So basically, we're going from no park salary, no wastewater salary. Make sense? So park is gonna be 0 salary and wastewater is gonna be 0 salary. Okay, we're gonna take 43 out of water, I do like that better, and then just leave the MVH there. The only reason I say leave it there is because it's already on here, so we could leave this at the 25.
So you're saying the other one isn't there, so if you remove, you'd have to.
General
create
fund's
a
not
new-
here for, yeah, we would have to
Create a
pencil
new
in
line.
somewhere.
So then move it to the street,
So we'll,
since
yeah,
it's already there.
we'll leave the street there, we're just gonna change this. And I'm pretty sure when I divide this out by 24 pays, we're gonna be off some pennies.
Don't make it, they're not gonna make it.
Pennies are better than dollars.
No, it's gonna be several dollars off, cause this one we already did is off 65. Okay, so we make a motion to remove park and wastewater superintendent. Increase water to the 43, which is the total of 4. And increase MBH
So you're taking
25,
away and adding it.
which gets to the total we want. Did that make sense?
That makes sense.
Did you write it down?
No?
Cause I've got like 6 arrows. How are you doing?
Oh my god. Try to do motion again? Sure.
Whip it on us.
Oh my god, please don't, this is awful for me right now. Okay, I make a motion that we pay 43,000 to the water.
43.7.
No, almost like a 43.7
It's not a 2, sorry.
to the water account. Do you want the 2 and the 1 motion? And then we
You
do
can do
the
it all together.
25,000 from the wastewater?
Nope,
No.
MVH.
MVH, these two, right?
We're doing away with these two.
Yeah, we're taking those away and the 25,000 is going to MVH.
Yes.
I second
Did
that.
you get that?
Yeah, I got that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
We're gonna leave part-time there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Town board stays. You're getting $630. You were getting it from water, and I moved it to general fund. Did you see that where, so it's gonna come out of general fund and not water? The only salary coming out of water would be for you guys, $100 from water and $100 from wastewater. Okay? Cause we used to have that one in water, and we can shift that next year if we need to.
Okay.
Park board members, leave it or deal with it? I say, leave it. What?
It's not that much.
Leave it for this year.
Okay. Let's leave that, we're okay with this, we're okay with this. That takes care of everybody. Then we got the certification pay if anybody gets certified. Okay. You good?
I'm good.
Are we clear as mud here?
So clear.
Okay. You're gonna write on this. Do you have a really good pen?
Pretty average pen at the moment. I don't know either.
You want me to cross out, or you wanna cross
That
out?
looks like a nice pen. What am I, where's it from?
The only reason we're using this one is because this is amended, 2025, and then on the back is your signatures, and then I put amended at the bottom. So you could, cause I was struggling with copying this and getting that down there, I don't cut and paste well.
It's
Probably a good thing.
It's a part once in a while. But it does
take out the deputy. And we're gonna make it LIT. Right?
Mhm.
It's in the wrong place, isn't it? I'm just gonna put utility clerk. Since it's, looks nicer than trying to do what I did over there. Okay, we're taking this out, right? Red flags, this is gonna pull up. I upload this to 2026 stuff. So when I do the claim for payroll and we have that Excel sheet attached to it, it'll be clearer on that. This, see, all these biweeklies aren't gonna work. Taking this out, right? I think our fins will be okay. This is what I figured out earlier, was the safest thing to do. I had Steve on the phone. I didn't put any lines for you guys.
So we're just
You
all
have to
signing
wing
our
it.
names, or what are we?
Yeah, you'll just, once you do a motion, you'll just sign like you did there. You don't have to do it in any order, but here's the town board members' action. What do you want? So basically, you're signing for the amendment part,
Okay,
because the amendment is 2025-6A.
okay.
Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Members' action, members, I just put members and you can sign, and you can write over here, yay or nay.
Oh, I see,
Because we'll have to have an individual signature, make sure everybody's on the same page, okay? All right, so here, do you wanna write it?
Where?
Right out here, you're gonna write the new totals. Okay, so that one's 20,
Next to this,
yes,
right next to it?
yes. So the utility clerk stays, it comes down, utility clerk, Marshall, that's marked out, this is, right, MVH, yeah. Okay, and then this,
43 cents,
I didn't. Okay, where we at? Okay, okay, now, this is going to have to be written in. I assume down here, cause that's where you have room. So, I don't know how you wanna do it. You can do it just like this across. So you'll have two lines, I'll need a general, you don't have to do it in this order, you could put general first, you could put the dollar amount first, the fund first, whatever you wanna do it.
Is NVH.
The fund is, yeah, one's MVH and one's general.
And his title,
I don't have a
you
title,
don't want that on there, so.
I don't have a title. Okay, so the general's the 30. The MVH is the 35. Total that. So yeah, the only thing we're missing is a title. I put amended. Amended 2025-6A. Needs a motion. Okay. See what we did?
Yep.
And then on the back, so basically I took the ordinance that you signed, I made a copy of it, and then we did the changes to it,
Okay.
okay? And then you're gonna sign on the back, this spot here is your signature for the amended number.
Alright.
Make a motion that we, accept the amended salary ordinance 2025-68.
I second that.
Moved and seconded to accept the amended.
Salary ordinance to the 2025-6A. Did I say that right? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
You can circle it if you want,
Well, do we need?
or write it, yeah, I mean, you either just write.
There you go.
That's right next to it.
You wanna do it? I have it Huh?
Alright, there we go.
For whiskey, yeah,
No, peppermint tea.
with honey and peppermint tea. It's full time. I don't know how I crossed it out. I think maybe I tried to do this and it didn't work out. Okay. Did everybody sign it? Okay, and you signed last minute, okay, all right. The ordinance is done.
Can we?
We're half done.
Well, I think that, we still have, do we approve the minutes from the last meeting?
No, you didn't get anything. This is all we were doing.
Right here, okay.
But I did bring the part that talked about this just in
Right,
case we
okay,
had,
all right.
that was it.
So
There's
we will
nothing
approve
to-
all that
Yes,
now.
and this one, next time, at the
Okay,
next
so we
meeting.
do two
We'll have
minutes.
two, yes,
Okay.
yeah. And then
Okay.
if I can suggest about policies, you typed up policies in 2016.
Yes.
They are probably outdated.
Some are, some aren't. I
I
have
think they're all outdated.
No,
Think
they're not. The position hadn't changed too much.
No, for the time.
Well, it may be.
I
I'm not
think
saying they
some-
don't need looked at.
I think some of the wording needs to nowadays wording.
Okay,
I mean, I just looked at other stuff and it's like, they don't word stuff like that now.
how, do we wanna address that now, or do we,
That's
or
you guys.
if we could, I tell you what, why don't,
Do you need
why don't I make copies of these for everybody, and then we can address this at, next board meeting.
So we need those looked at, we need them to,
Go ahead.
we need them to be retyped, which I think you retyped them last time.
I did.
Okay.
I did them all.
Yes. And then.
Can, if we have time after this meeting, and we have a copier here, I can get
Yeah.
copies for everybody so they can take a look at it. And then you can put your input in
He's
as
his
to,
own copier, why is he using the town
Oh,
copier?
I think the copier you were asking for.
I was like, oh.
because this is officially town business, and I did that the last time because it was out of
So
the
just-
generosity of my heart at the time.
So I started to make copies of all of them, and I thought, oh, we're gonna deal with this later. So I have the ones that's been amended, because we
Right.
had to amend some, and then we implemented the driving rule. There was a driving policy
Yeah.
issue with the
I
insurance.
don't
and
have that.
So I have that one, so how about I scan what's on official file,
Okay.
and then email them. And then you can say,
Yeah, that's fine.
this one isn't what I have, or make sure what
Right,
we have on
that's fine.
file is what we should have on file.
Yeah. I have,
A lot of
this is what I have, in my possession. I have policy 2016-8, which is the street superintendent. I have 2016-6, the water superintendent. I have the 2016-5 park superintendent. I have 2016-7 wastewater superintendent. I have 2016-4A, and that's the town marshal. And then I have 2016-9 as the utility clerk. And I do not have anything for clerk treasurer.
Okay, so I have the town board and the clerk treasurer one in there, because we follow state and federal law, our
Right.
swearing in thing, other than that policy.
Excuse me.
Okay, so
Okay.
I will, scan and send out. Won't meet today.
So anyway, that's what I have, so.
Okay.
And then
So
I
we're-
think that's, I think I don't know what's been changed or amended since
The only thing
these
you're
were.
missing is the driver.
Yes,
So the clerk treasurer, the board, and the driving,
yeah.
because we have driving policy rules.
That was for the insurance company, if I remember. They
Yeah.
were driving that at the time.
They were sent, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, driver's license,
Yeah, all that.
yes, yeah.
you have to pay all your parking tickets, and you have to keep your driver's license legal, and
No parking.
nothing more than, it's
You-
really nothing more
You
than,
guys illegals?
I don't know, Earl went once to get his driver's license, and they shredded it. Dude, it was a new girl, she just shredded it before she got his old one.
You're kidding.
Nope. And the manager was like,
Can you put it back together?
so, they printed him out one on the computer until they could do what, I'm like, oh my gosh. I've never seen anything like that.
And that's CDLs.
So, yeah, I had
Shred.
CDLs and hazmat on it, and bus. Not one to shred. Okay, so that takes care of that.
I don't, as far as the job descriptions go, I don't know that they need to be totally rewritten. They just may need to be updated in certain areas, and we can do that, and that's what we need to do. I'm not saying
They need to.
if the terminology or whatever needs to be changed,
They
or things that.
I think they need
Reviewed.
formatted different, and, I mean, just the layout now is just different than just a Word document, and I think it would be,
Throw it in the chat GPT and say format.
That thing.
and at the bottom you put, and whatever else is assigned.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we can, yeah, Jen, if you want to do that, it'd be great.
So we'll scan them out so everyone can look them over.
It'll be several pages, so.
Now, you don't want that on you don't want that on January's agenda? You want it on January's agenda?
Give it a month to review all of the pages.
You get 20 days, it's not a month.
Oh, wow.
Well, 25, the 27th or the 29th, you have 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's on holiday.
Well, that's, everybody's gotta read it, and then everybody's gotta, if they, whatever their opinion is, and then you'll have to be a final decision, and then the final,
Just put it on January and get it done.
You want it on the agenda?
if not, we'll table it till the next one.
You want it on the agenda? I'm not gonna get them to you very quick.
Put it on February
I'm gonna
2nd.
put February, I'm gonna put policy reviews, review, policy, slash updates, policy review slash updates. I'll
Yeah,
just
that's-
stick that on the agenda and then you can do
Yeah.
as you wish. Cause you'll have your ordinance and we'll have a claim. And then I got a couple of claim things that you might pay a little different. Steve might be here with some paperwork.
The format that these were made from was from another town. They were made from
2016.
another town and then adapted to our town.
Okay.
That's what I look, kind of like, what Stu did with
Yeah,
the
just
street
a Word
ordinance,
document,
same
yeah.
thing like that, so, anyway, I don't have anything else, that's it.
So, I mean, should we, it seems like if we're not gonna, it's gonna be February before we really look at the job descriptions, should we talk
You have some
about-
specifics?
Yeah, talk about some directives and stuff that,
Well,
you know,
those
things that-
policies are still in effect, he can have those copies, and this is what we're dealing with.
Sure, but should we give some,
Well, okay,
Spanish grammar?
these, Earl should have a copy of these somewhere, if you can find them. And these could be, the four positions with the water, wastewater, park, and street. I can give to Rick, and he can get a general idea about what's out there and what's going on.
Right.
And then, as far as that goes, we can give Earl the same ones too. That way, they're on the same page. That what's written, and then that'll hold them over till the. What I would like to see, what I really would like to see in the years past when we had more than one person there, employee, and it has to do with the weekend work. And I would really like to see it get to the point, Earl, that you would be an overseer for one weekend and then get Rick situated to where he could work the other weekend without your being there, and where every other weekend, so you're not on call 7 days a week. I just think that with the situation that we're going into, that makes sense, that I'm asking you to get Rick up to speed to where he can monitor Saturday and Sunday, and if he has a problem, then, get a hold of you.
Is he gonna be reporting to me, or is he gonna reporting to the board all the time?
those are things that we needed to iron out.
Because if you want him to learn everything, then, you know, it takes time, you know, there's a lot to do and go over, but I just need to know who's gonna be telling him what. I don't wanna get things set up and then all of a sudden he says, hey, they want me to go do this, which, you know, I just need to know where he's
I
gonna
think,
get it from.
I think technically he's gonna work for the board,
Yeah.
like you do, but
Well-
you need to coordinate, you guys need, I'm just saying, you guys need to coordinate between yourselves as
Yeah.
to what, if you have him assigned to do something specific, we are not as a board overriding and saying, no, you're not doing that, we're not being second guessing his responsibilities, but there's things that he can be doing to lighten the load on you, and I think that weekend work, as far as,
Yeah,
Weekend-
down the
weekend
road,
stuff is
you know,
gonna be-
that will take place, I mean,
I'm not expecting it to be this weekend, that's not
oh
what I'm
no,
saying.
we're a long ways to that point.
But you need to
someday
get
it
him
will-
up to speed to
it
where
will
he
come to
knows
that
what's
point.
correct and what's not, and
Just-
go from there.
I just wanted to make sure, you know, hey, if we got things lined up, you know, who's,
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, he's gonna be working for the town, he works for the
Yeah.
town, And we, as town council, would be foolish not to use his experience and what he has and what he can bring to the table to the best of our, his ability to help this whole town situation with, the things on that job descriptions that, it just makes sense. We're not, we're not hiring him, just sit him over here and
No, I
he's
know,
gonna be
I got
involved.
several things ready, once he gets his truck back, that I will give to him that he can go and start doing. And, so it will, help down the road on different things, but I got 3 or 4 projects that,
But I'd like to see him as soon as possible, get in there and get educated with what you do and what's going on. How
yeah,
the system
and like
works
I say, that comes
for a
in time,
backup,
so.
because it's gonna be one of these days, you know, Earl, you're not gonna be in that position forever.
No.
And you need vacation time away, and there's no reason why
But,
we can't utilize him to give you that time.
so, yeah, like I say, we got several projects, and once he gets his truck back, so he can get around and do them, right now it's in the shop, so. Should be back, but it won't be back till sometime next week, so.
Alright,
I'm hoping by the middle of the week,
alright.
yeah, then we'll start on them things.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, we want you to be able to help, you know, show him, you know, what. the
Yeah, and
things
there's other things, you know, it's like when we put this line in, you know, he's gonna be, you know, down in the hole with a shovel, so he learns from the ground up how to do it and do it to the AWWA specs, so down the road, he doesn't get fined or goes to jail once he gets his license. So that's what they do to you nowadays, so. And we got other,
Yeah, I mean, you'll learn a lot. He's a fantastic equipment operator. The excavator rodeo that used to have at the county fair, he won that. He's a wonderful operator. And those are things that we can utilize of him, and he needs to learn how to do it the way, right? But he brings to the table a lot of experience, you know, that he can, that we can all
Benefit from it.
benefit from. And so, you know, those are great things, and so, you know, I think this is gonna work out great, I really do. He brings a lot of things to the, lot of
like I
experience
say,
to the
it's
table.
he'll start at the ground level and work his way up and learn all the ins and outs and
Yep.
so.
Yep, so he's gonna be, what do we, for the next week, until he gets his truck back, we need to find some things for him to do, I mean, is there,
Are you presently using your personal vehicle to hop around town?
Just small stuff, yeah.
Just small stuff, you're in town, you're not doing anything,
Yeah, nothing major, no.
nothing major,
Just
I know you.
today.
Huh?
Did you work today?
A little bit, yeah.
Yesterday was a holiday, there was no work yesterday.
Well,
Today's the second.
okay. Today then,
I thought
today,
it was like-
excuse
maybe
me,
it's like-
today.
It's been weeks, like,
Yeah,
hasn't
you're
been
right,
days.
you know, it still
It's
feels
just-
like Sunday.
Yeah, today was Monday.
I know, I don't
No, it wasn't.
know.
so, he's gonna get his truck, you know, middle to end of next week, so.
Should be, I'm guessing, if, you know, of course, the holiday kind of messed things up, but, you know, I'm looking by Wednesday, we should have it. And it'll be, you know, fixed, so that he's got something we can get around.
Well, I know for a fact, and you do too, that, your office area down there, them construction guys have moved a lot of stuff in there, and it's a mess. I know it
Yeah,
is.
and we're not doing nothing until that gets done, and then we'll.
That
take out a lot of stuff.
definitely needs attention, and if there's things out at the wastewater plant, the office area, or any of that stuff that needs some attention, clean up, do whatever you can on the inside to make things look a little
We
better.
got, like I say, we got some things coming up. I got 3 new meters coming for out at the wells, and, you know, that'd be something that he could help on
Yep.
and watch, so.
Yep,
So.
absolutely. Yeah,
Well, the Valero wells out there, are they, do you go out every day?
Yep.
And look at those? And is there anything out there other than the yard mowing, which we're not doing, and the weeds and all that stuff? But is there anything out there that needs inside work, that needs cleaned up or changed?
Once we put the new valves in, the new meters, I got 3 new ones coming.
For out there?
Yeah. So, and then once we get them in, then we can go in and clean things up, so you're not taking stuff apart and water everywhere.
I know one time we had talked about putting some water escape deals on those buildings so that if we ever had a failure inside, they didn't fill the buildings up full of water.
Are we talking about like a little hole in the wall or whatever, or
Or a
something
big
that
one, just so that
doesn't happen?
Yeah, cause when those water lines came apart, the water had nowhere to go inside the building, but just, I mean, luckily he just caught it in time.
We talked about it, but all them parts that come apart, all that's been fixed, and the concrete's been put in behind them, so,
I know, but can't we put those what do I wanna say,
Some kind of.
porthole or whatever it is, whatever they wanna call that.
We talked about, I know we talked about doing something, you know, cutting in some kind of, in the doors or just something so that, I mean, if they filled up, we'd never gotten those buildings, we'd had to take.
What trashes everything in it,
Yeah,
all the electronics, everything. It's,
actually, everything stayed running. I had to go in manually shut the wells down too.
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah.
If he hadn't been there, if he hadn't,
Oh, I know.
I got an alarm, said loud noise. And I knew if there's a loud noise, there's a major problem. So when I went out there, it blew the doors open and a couple 100,000 gallon of water went out on the ground, and it was probably the top of that board, a little higher, before it finally blew the doors open. It was still blowing out, it was still over top of my rubber boots, it was knee deep. I went there and shut the wells down and shut the power off, and yeah, 'cause you didn't know if you were, I just took a chance.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're gonna get electrocuted or not. And I talked to the guys from Titmont, and they said it's because it was clean water. That's probably the only reason you're not dead.
Well,
And you could-
it would be nice to have something set up there.
Yeah, because
keep that from happening.
if you call Titmont, he goes, all it's gonna do is turn your generators on. You're still gonna be live. You still gotta go in it, so. Yeah,
that'd be,
I did more on the second one than after the first one, but yeah, it was a mess.
yeah, I'm just thinking of ideas, projects that we could do that,
Yeah, down the road, there's different things they got designed out there now to relieve the pressure. But we get the new meters in and get it cleaned up and make sure everything's working right, doing what they're supposed to.
Did we ever get at one time we were talking about park signs and stuff like that, did we ever get those ordered and got them in?
Yeah, all the signs are in.
That may be something that.
Yeah, he gets his truck back and.
Get the truck back, get the signs, go around and get that.
Well, he's already put one sign up on the fence.
No, these were, the
The ordinance signs,
information
okay.
sign, the information signs that were faded, been sitting out there for quite a long time. And then also, if there's, did you order stop signs as well, some extra stop signs? How much? It wasn't a huge amount, if I remember right. You were just getting some extra just to
Yeah.
have.
was there something that you and I talked about that we haven't mentioned that
They could do one all the time.
we were talking about doing?
And in the morning they didn't use.
I can't think of.
Now you say something, yeah, I mean, I've just been kinda,
Yeah, stray cats.
I can't even think right off the top of my head now that you say that.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was something we had talked about.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just, clean up the wires on the trailer, cause they were dangling and hanging. Right now, I got it in right now.
Cool,
And
alright.
then, just little things in the shop and, just been kinda working on, as of right now. And then, I need to get with Mike sometime so we can put that one speed sign back up.
Yeah, there on South Street.
Yeah. And then, just as far as with the weather, you know, so most of it's kinda the outdoor stuff, but.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, I know one of the biggest things, well, not big, small stuff is like electrical outlet covers for all the, there's, I think I counted 8 different ones that we need to get covers for, stuff like that.
Was there a broken week, something now?
Yeah, there's, some of them don't have covers on them. All of them actually, that don't.
Right.
There's, out the wells, I know those gutters, a couple of those gutters are smashed down, they just need to be either cut off with an adapter on it or something. You know, little things like that. Obviously, that's not gonna take long to do, just a matter of going and getting material to do so.
So on deals like that, small projects like that, how do we wanna do that as far as getting you the material? What makes the most sense on that? What's the easiest? I mean, if you know what you need, you know what you want.
Yeah, whatever is easiest, I mean, I
I mean,
have no,
John truck around and get the stuff. I mean, is there a way to?
How do we get it now? I'm assuming Earl, don't we? Earl, you got a credit card, town credit card?
No, we have no town credit card, don't want one.
Okay, but,
No.
okay, well, how are you doing it?
We,
How-
we're still, we got accounts set up
30-day
in different
accounts.
places, and there's certain names on that account. And
And
you have
there's
to show
certain
an
people that
ID.
he talks to and they just sell straight to us, so nobody,
So like,
cause we had a couple people come in and charge to our accounts, and so we put restriction on them, cause they didn't wanna pay tax, so they come and said, I'm gonna use, and then they turned around and paid it, like, no, we're not gonna be used.
so like Town and Country or,
Town and Country, I think we need to go to Hillsborough, I've heard nothing but good things about that hardware store over there,
I used to use them a lot. They're well maintained.
so we'll set up an account there. Runnings won't let us set up an account.
Really?
They don't like municipalities, cause municipalities don't pay.
Well, whatever, we need to simplify that so things can get done.
Yeah, I'm on, whatever's easiest for everybody, I mean, I know.
You
the
still have to
city-
use a purchase order.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not doing away with
No,
purchase
no,
orders.
no,
Okay.
we're not.
okay, how do we do that?
When you pick up the phone to order something, you write it down on a purchase order,
Okay,
and then when you get the bill, the invoice, the packing slip, however it works, and the invoice was signed off on and given to me, and then we put it on the voucher.
okay, alrighty, clear. So we,
Well, we need a pack of purchase orders or whatever, something,
We have-
something readily,
we
do you
have
have those?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, these are just,
yeah,
they're just
That's
things
just
that's gonna have to
normal
happen
day.
and
yeah,
if
just,
it's,
yep, just figuring out how to,
we're gonna do it.
yep, figuring out the bodily functions of how to do things and how to, I don't know, anything else that we've been thinking about?
And I can just go to Earl, right, to say, hey, I need this, or.
Yeah,
I need-
yeah.
or-
If you just give me a list right now, whatever you need, then I can go and get it to you, so.
All right, that works.
Yep, alright.
I have, this is just a list of jobs that were, around town. I can, some of this has already been done, but I'm just, I'll give it to you. It's just for reference, you know, you can, if you see something on there that, you know, hey, it may already be done, but it may not be done. And it might be something that, you could, take care of while you have time, so. Before we get all busy with the mowing and everything else, so I'll give that to you. Other than that, anything,
Okay,
Wade?
you can't,
Okay,
that
here,
to
here,
him.
excuse me,
Oh,
excuse me.
Well,
There,
yeah,
somebody federal law.
Wade
internal
will give
controls
that to
there.
you.
yeah, well, yes, we will.
I will get this to you.
Fair enough.
is there anything else?
I think this is a good start.
I I
Do
do too.
not violate HIPAA, do not violate internal controls. If you think maybe you should ask, you probably shouldn't do it right then without asking. What else is another gut feeling? Don't break any laws, I don't like insurance claims.
Don't carry any guns into the town board meeting, and, you know, things of
You
this
should
sort.
not be carrying a gun around town. Do you have a gun? Do you have a personal protection?
I have a permit.
It can't be in the vehicles, your kids can't ride in vehicles, you always have to have a vest on, you have a vest?
Mhm.
Okay, I need to get a vest if we have another vest.
I just have one small thing, doesn't he have to pay his utility bill on time through me?
He has to pay on time, somehow your
I
property
thought that's
tax.
what you said about everybody else.
Everybody, I just had to
Yeah.
send a list of who works for the property taxes to be paid, any assessments have to be paid. All your utilities bills have to be paid, but they concentrate on ours, but they will check to see if you pay your bills, basically. Next thing they'll want is our score and our.
The only thing that you mentioned earlier was the insurance policy that we had for the driver. He probably needs a copy of that.
I said I'd get him one, when I
Oh.
talked about it,
Oh, well, never mind it.
yeah, and
I
then you
think
would
I'm-
need one if you drive any vehicles.
You gotta drive the snow plow, you gonna plow.
Yeah, you know.
Heck yeah, here it comes.
So if you think about jumping into a vehicle, make sure you sign the waiver first. You didn't sign your nepotism thing, you took it with you, it wasn't in the paperwork.
Have one.
Remember you had two, and we took one, and you were supposed to sign it? So you're
Yes,
shaking
I
your
have
head, yes
it.
now, okay.
I see it in my brain, it is there.
Did you take it home?
Yep.
If you could get
So
that signed and
prepared.
bring it back.
This is Monday.
No, it was December 16th, and you wasn't supposed to take it.
Yeah, I did that.
But as long as it's here, as long as State Board of Accounts gets here, is all we care.
Well, if we don't have anything, Wade, I'd like to close the meeting.
Yeah, all fair to say aye?
Well, I didn't say, I make a motion
Okay,
when we
what?
adjourn this meeting.
I took it that you were making a motion, and then she went like that, so I assumed that was a second.
Okay, what do we got going on?
Oh my.
Paul says, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second that.
All fair to say aye.
Aye. So meeting is adjourned.
We're out of here.
Okay, I'm shutting this off.